Mary Lou's Cook here for the Big Sky, joined by Big Sky SAAC President Justice Littrell. So the Big Sky was one of the first D1 conferences to give student athletes November 3rd off for Election Day. Why was that important for you and other Big Sky SAAC members?
So mainly it was super important for us because it came from the students. Administrators weren't the ones who drove this. It was us, the student athletes. We wanted to change. And you know, our voice has been growing in the Big Sky in the past years. Is most recently is getting a vote in the room, and so we wanted to change. We wanted to go out there and make a difference, and we felt this is a perfect way in the current climate. That's everything going on between the racial inequalities that have been going on, the racial injustices, and even COVID. That we wanted now to be a perfect time to make a change, and the Big Sky agreed with that, and they gave us their full support behind it.
Awesome. Now, what would it mean for Division I SAAC to get the Election Day proposal passed?
Man, huge. First of all, implications nationwide. There's 32 Division I conferences spanning in every state, and man, if we could really do this, it would impact such a change. So D1 SAAC has implemented this change not as Election Day off. We're calling it Civic Engagement Day off. So on the first Tuesday after the first Monday of every November, we're planning on getting student athletes the day off to go go engage in civic engagement with the community, so that they can go out, even if they're not voting. If they did absentee ballots or whatever, they can go drive student athletes or other members of the community to the polls. They can go work the polls, hand out water, volunteer, really just be a service to our communities, so that everyone has the right to engage. So it's a huge opportunity for not only us as student athletes, but the nation.
Yeah, that's awesome. So explain to me, like, what's an example of what you would be doing for that Civic Engagement Day?
Right. So I live in my school's in Greeley, Colorado, but I'm from Colorado Springs, Colorado. So I'm still going to send in. I don't have to do an absentee ballot. I can just drive home and do it. But during the day, I would go out and volunteer my time for 2 or 3 hours to work the polls. So I want to hand out water, make sure everyone's standing 6 feet apart and socially distancing right now. Anything really the polls need, because to run a poll for a day, it needs something crazy like 300 volunteers or something just for one day. And so I want to be one of those people. I have time, and as a leader in my community, I want to go out and volunteer my time to do that. So really anything the polls would need as far as volunteer.
That's wonderful, and what an example really for the rest of the country that this generation can be. Now, what does having the privilege to vote mean to you as a young adult?
So my father always talked to me that voting isn't a right, it's a duty. That's something that we must do as American citizens if we want to see the change that we want to see. I think nowadays a lot of people have gotten complacent and argumentative over the way that Americans should vote, can vote, whatever it may be. I think it's still our duty as Americans to go out and vote. And I see that as a young person in a generation who has notoriously not voted. So I think going out and doing that is actually going to make the change that whatever you want to see. So whether I want to vote for whoever, that's the change I want to see. I want to go out and vote for that change.
Right. Now, so if approved at the Division I Council meeting, September 16th, for those who do not know, it would go into effect immediately. This is the first substantive legislative proposal from the Division I SAAC since Division I governance was restructured in 2014 to give students a vote at every level of decision making. So a huge deal. Justice, thank you so much for your time today and for the work that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to getting this out there and for everyone to see this positive impact we can make.